My name is Patty Geisinger, and we live in Austin, Texas. Jessica is my second child. I have 4 children, Joshua, Jessica, Libby, and Mary. And they're checking Jessie, and the pediatrician said, "Where'd this heart murmur come from?" And I'm like, cerebral palsy, blind, seizures, nonverbal, wheelchair, microcephaly, shunts. We just didn't have a heart condition. "Patty, we've got a moderate heart murmur here. You need to go see a cardiologist." Well, there was one pediatric cardiologist in Austin at the time. He did the exam himself, did an echocardiogram, the EKG, and he said, "She has a hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy." That's what the football players drop dead from. That's not something I've heard of. He said, "Have you ever noticed that her eyes are far apart? And, you know, her nipples are kind of far apart. And that hair. And she's got like extra, you know, kind of flesh on her face." And he said, "This heart condition's genetic. She's got something genetic. She may have had a suppressed immune system at birth, and that's why she got so sick." You know, I think we kept looking for the diagnosis. One, deep in my heart, I wanted to make sure that any of our grandchildren, that my children would know what to expect if there was something that we could pass on. I wanted someone to tell me this could break next. I just needed to know what was going to break next. I needed to just know there was somebody else out there with a kid like Jessie. It wasn't until the Mountain States Genetic Conference people, where they started getting together large swaths of people in the genetic community and having parents join it. So my coworker, who has a son with Down syndrome, was in that. And she said, "Patty, they're doing a study at Baylor College of Medicine." And I'm like, so an adult with intellectual disabilities. And I'm like, okay, well, she has intellectual disabilities, but it's because she stopped breathing and has cerebral palsy. It's not really because she had it anyway. We don't know what she would have had. And she's like, "You should try, just try." And she bothered me a little bit. Sometimes people have to give me that number a couple of times before I finally jump. And I finally was like, yeah, okay, I want to know. So I did reach out, and we did make the first appointment to go to Houston and get the swab right when COVID started. But every once in a while, I would follow up and ask them if, you know, did they figure out how we could do the swab by mail? And they finally did. And they sent us all the stuff in the mail, and we did all the swabs, and then I mailed it back, and then we waited. And then in March of 2022, just a few months ago, I got the phone call that said they found something. And I had Jesse sitting there, and he looked at her and he goes, "I'm just gonna say that I'm pretty sure we're right, but I want you to tell me all about her." So I told him the whole story that I just told today. And he said, "I knew it when I saw her hair, her red curly hair." And he said, "She has a de novo mutation on the BRAF gene, resulting in cardiofaciocutaneous syndrome." Then sure enough, as soon as he told me that, I was able to go to Facebook, put it in the search bar, and I found my people. I found my people. And when I feel a little better, I'll try to go to a conference. And so now I can just kind of rest. I have a name, I can say it now. We have a de novo mutation on the BRAF gene, resulting in cardiofaciocutaneous syndrome. And cerebral palsy, seizures, blindness, uses a wheelchair, nonverbal. It's just so huge. But in the end, it's just Jessie. Jessica is Jessica. And Dr. Gibson, he was our original geneticist, said, "Let's just call it Jessica syndrome." She's kind of unique.